Hello everybody, today I'm doing a very different style of video than what I typically do. Today we're going to be ranking most major math symbols. I'm really excited for this. I'm going to jump right into it. So, we're going to start off with the equal sign. By the way, our tier ranges from S to F tier, F being the worst for like fail, S being our best. So, we're going to start off with the equal sign. Now, this guy, don't even get me started. I love the equal sign. It's just perfect. Two straight lines. I think I'm going to put the equal sign right into the S tier. Next, the addition sign. I mean, it's perfect. Like one line and then another crossing into it. Oh, and by the way, the basis at which I'm judging isn't by the operation itself, just the practicality and how easy the symbol is to get mixed up with another symbol, or how much sense it makes if possible, you know, those things. So, addition. I like this symbol too. I really like it. I mean, it's not amazing though. Sometimes I write it too sideways, maybe it's just my sloppy handwriting, but I can sometimes mix it up for an X. But it's still great. A tier. Same thing with the subtraction sign. It's pretty hard to mix this one up, but it makes so much sense. You just remove one line and you get one less than addition, subtraction. Perfecto, right into the A tier. Next, the multiplication sign when it's an X. I personally do not like this one. I don't use it very often anymore, especially as you move into like algebra with variables. You start using X, and I like to make my X's as in variables very curly anyways. But still, I just don't like using more X's than needed. You know, I'm going to put this one right into the C tier. It's not great. Now, the multiplication as a dot. This one carries algebra classes, in my opinion. I mean, it's very hard to mix up with anything else unless you're saying you can mix it up with a decimal point. Well, you can. This one is written more towards the middle of the line. The decimal point, unless it's like very bad handwriting, is usually toward the bottom. So it's pretty hard to mix this one up, in my opinion. Sometimes, yeah, you're rushing and it's hard to tell, but I like this one a lot. This one is going in. It's still not perfect, but probably the B tier. Next is the division sign, as in with the line and the two dots. This one, wow, it is perfection, because you think about it, fractions are basically just division, and you have a dot, line, another dot below that. Well, those are the numerator and denominator of a fraction. This thing literally is a little mini fraction, to showing that the number that comes before this is your numerator and the one after is your denominator. It is perfect. I love it. This one, it's very creative too. I'm going to be putting it into the S tier. Now, pi. 3.1415. It's in the title of my channel name. This one is the undisputed one of the best letters, if you want to say like Greek letters, of mathematics. This one, I love it. It's so elegant, so perfect. Just nothing wrong with it. This guy, it's very hard to mix up with anything else. S tier right there. Now E. Euler's number. You know, it's not great. I like how it's just a simple E, but that also has its negatives because it's also, you know, E could be a variable. So, I mean, it's fine. I'll put it in the B tier. Now, I, the imaginary unit, square root of -1, also in my channel name. Should I put it in S tier just for that? Probably not. I really like the way they draw the I with like the little tail. On the top and bottom, and I would put it in S tier just because I like it more than E for some reason. However, just for the sake of not being hypocritical, it's still very simple. I'm gonna keep that in the B tier. Now, the integral sign. This is one of my favorite, if not probably my favorite symbol in mathematics. It's so perfect. I mean, the font right now that I'm using isn't really doing any justice. If you look at some of the LaTeX fonts, or the LaTeX font for the integral, it is perfect. LaTeX always has these fonts pat down. They always look so perfect. But yeah, the integral, this one is going right into the S tier. I love it. Same thing with Sigma, the discrete summation. I mean, it's, again, the font isn't doing it much justice. It is basically the same as an integral in some aspects. Both are like a summation. This one's going in the S tier. Now, Nabla, or the gradient. It's like an upside down delta. Greek delta. It's not doing much. I'll put it in the D tier. It's nothing crazy. The partial derivative. Now, I really like how they made like the top of the D a little curly. Some say you can mix it up for a 6. I really don't see how that's possible. Some say you mix it up with a D. Well, yeah, I don't see that. It's a pretty good symbol. I like it. I'm going to be putting it into the A tier. It's just not S tier level. And actually, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit and head right into our derivatives. Or the rest of our, calculus things. We have the, regular derivative right here. I think I'm going to put this guy, same thing, very basic. I almost feel it's a little clunky at times, but, it's A tier. It's nothing too bad. Now, the prime notation, as in F prime. It's another way to show you're taking the derivative. I like this one. It's very, very clean. And then the more you can do, it's just like a apostrophe kind of, a little line. And if you want to do more, you just do dot line 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 line. It's pretty good. I'd say it's still not amazing. I'll put it in the A tier. What's this one? Ooh, my image is cutting it off a little bit, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is Newtonian notation, as in Y, and then you add a dot on top, 2 dots on top, 3 dots on top. It's another way, instead of writing, lines or writing dy over dx, you just write dots on top. Again, I think, actually, it's a pretty unique, but it can get very messy. I'm going to be putting this guy in the A tier. Oh, I'm going to move this guy back up to A. Now, what is this one? Sorry, guys. My images are getting cut off. It's another derivative, though. I know that. I'm going to be putting this in the A tier, because all derivative notations are around A tier. Now, sorry. Now back. Oh, we're at another integral. This is the contour integral. I don't fully understand it yet, but that's fine. If you've ever seen contour lines, this is perfect. If you've ever seen contour lines drawn, they're kind of like an outline or like a perimeter of the height at a certain point at something, and the little circle in the middle of this integral is a contour line. It looks like one a little bit, and anything with the integral in it is perfection. It's beauty right here. S tier. Well, I'm being a little too generous with my S tiers, but math has a lot of good things. Now, the square root symbol. I like it. A lot of people don't. I like it. I like how if you want to take the second root or the square root, you just write it. And then if you want to do anything above that, only then you need to start writing, 3, 4, 5 next to it. It's really nice. I like it. And yeah, some people like to represent square roots by just raising it to fraction, raising the number to a fraction. I don't see the purpose in that. I mean, it is a little cleaner. I like it. Nothing mind-blowing, though. This also goes in the B tier. Now, the logarithm. And actually, for the sake of this, I'm going to group everything that's like a 3-letter shortening all into this one little area. Okay. So the logarithm, short for, well, no. Log is short for logarithm, and log, I like it. It's nice and short, but it's only 3 letters. It's not always fun to write, but it's very intuitive. I also forgot to add the natural logarithm, but those are kind of the same thing. Ln, log. I'm gonna put this in C tier. Same thing with the limit, except I really like how this one's, it's very clear what's happening. You write a variable and you draw an arrow going to it to see what it's approaching. I mean, this one's going right into the A. No, it'll go into the B tier. It's still not perfect. I like it though. It's very intuitive. I can tell what's happening. Same thing here. This, I actually have a full chart in this next image that I'll be analyzing. This is like sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, secant, or cosecant. These are like all the trigonometric, like most of the like 3-letter shortenings. This one, yeah, these are very intuitive too. I think they picked the perfect letters to shorten them with. It's same thing as the logarithm though, not much happening. I like it, C tier. Now, I'm actually, for all of these less than or greater than symbols, these are still confusing to me at times, I'm sorry, but you know, they're not perfect. I'll put these guys in C tier. That's just me forgetting my basics. My bad. Same thing with the less than or greater than. Less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Except I think it makes perfect sense. They have the like little arrow, like the sideways triangle without a base, and then they add a line below it because that's like what the equal sign adds. That's perfect. I think it's genius. These two go into our B tier. Now, we're getting towards the end. Infinity. This one's a little hard to write for me at times. Sometimes one circle ends up being bigger than the other or something silly like that. But I think it makes sense if you like trace your finger on it, the figure 8. It's very satisfying. It just keeps going forever, it feels. But you can say the same thing for the number for the letter 0. Oh, well, no, for the number 0. You can just keep making a circle infinitely. So that's not the perfect basis to judge on. Still, I feel like it's one of the best things I can think of for the number infinity or the value infinity. Still, not perfect at all. It'll go in D tier. I feel like we could have done a little better maybe, but yeah. Now the plus or minus sign, this thing is beautiful. Get it right into the S tier. Get it right there. It deserves nothing less, and it deserves more. We should have an S plus tier, but you know, it's perfect plus or minus, a plus, and then you add the minus sign and just move that down a little bit, right at the base, perfection. I sometimes see people write it as a plus, and then the line at the bottom isn't connected to the plus. It's just like hanging in the middle of nowhere. I don't accept that. I think they have to be connected. This looks perfect. Love it. End of story. Same thing with the approximately equal to sign. You like get this in S tier. Come on. Like, think about it. Straight lines, 2 straight lines means this is exact. Like this is exactly equal to. But 2 kind of wobbly, wavy lines, that's like, it's kind of, you know, perfect. I mean, it makes perfect intuitive sense. Next, the absolute value, 2 lines. Now, if I'm taking away from the fact that absolute values, especially in inequalities on both sides, are like sometimes hard or take a long time to solve, but we can't judge based off that. I think they could have done better on this notation, to be honest. It's sometimes I get mixed up for like square brackets or parentheses, or maybe that's just my handwriting. But you know what? Debate me in the comments. I'm putting this in F tier. I don't like it. The degree sign isn't as bad, I'd say. The degree sign, it makes sense. It can feel a little. I think I'll put it in the D tier. I like how it's simple, but yeah. Now, this is the exponent, but as in more of when you're typing it, you write a number, for example, 2, and then you write this up arrow right next to it, and then you write whatever you're raising that number to. So for example, 2 to the 3rd would be 2 up arrow 3. And this one carries when you're typing. If you're typing math notation, it's very hard to find like a font that'll do that, you know, up top right corner thing for you. So this one is really nice when you're typing, or you're sending like an email to someone. I'd put this, you know, get it in A tier. It makes sense, but I don't think it's S tier. Now, this is the traditional, you know, exponent notation. The next one we have in the top right corner, whatever you're raising the number to. This one is great too. However, if you're writing an expression or you're raising the number to an expression, that's really long or just a really big number, it can end up being a little clunky. And if you have big handwriting like me, then it ends up look like you're multiplying or something like that. It's not perfect too. And I have bad handwriting, I think, so it's fine. Like, maybe for some people this is not an issue, but I know there are plenty of people out there that have this issue, and for that reason I'm putting it in the C tier. Now, the because, like, this is like in proofs. When you say because, it's like 3 dots making a triangle that's pointing downwards. I don't like it. I mean, I get how it's meant to be simple. I just don't like it. But for some reason, therefore, which is the same thing as the because, but it's 3 dots making a triangle pointing up, this one looks cool, but still not great. I'm putting it in D tier. I just like the up pointing arrow a little more. Now, second to last one is a set of, or sometimes like your teacher may say epsilon, but this one, you get very familiar with it if you're doing like range and domain, or domain and range notation, like x, epsilon, square bracket 0, comma, positive infinity, parentheses, like, if you know what I'm talking about. This one becomes very useful. I like it. As of a notation itself, it's very simple, but I feel like it's not like too simple, like something like Euler's number, or something like the absolute value, or I think it's like just unique enough to be considered good, but it's not perfect. Into the C tier it goes. And our last one, ladies and gentlemen, is theta. This one, I don't know. I don't even think LaTeX fonts can do it much justice. This one is just not great. I mean, it's easy to write, I guess, because if you write the number 0, and then you just keep going with another curl on top, you can get that strike through in the middle, if you know what I'm talking about. But it's not great. It's just a 0 with a line crossed through it. And yes, I know it's a Greek letter. They didn't take a 0 and cross a line through it, but still, it doesn't have, like, how do I say it? They could have picked any other Greek letter for all I know, like omega. But yeah, I mean, pi is a great Greek letter, but theta just is not. This one goes in the F tier. Yes, I know, a lot of people like theta. I just don't. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our tier list. Yes, it is super controversial, I know. I mean, maybe I was a little harsh, but I mean, look at how many I have in S tier. Or maybe it's just because math is goated. I mean, so many good notations to choose from. And a lot of these are just variations of the same notation. For example, derivatives have a ton. I don't think there's too much fluctuation with like a standard regular integral like this. But, some have a lot of notation to them, some don't. I think it's really cool. Debate me in the comments if you have something you don't like. Give suggestions for the next video, or if you want a part 2 where I do perhaps more niche notations, then I'll be down to do that. Thank you guys.